Most investors know SCHD for its dividend yield, but the yield alone doesn't tell the full story. Where does that income actually come from? This visualization breaks SCHD's dividend income into sectors and then drills down to the individual companies generating that cash flow. Instead of looking at portfolio weight, we're looking at estimated dividend income contribution using current holdings and each company's trailing dividend yield. That creates a very different perspective. At first glance, consumer staples stands out. Although it represents less than 20% of SCHD's portfolio weight, it contributes just over 20% of the fund's estimated dividend income. Companies like Coca-Cola, Procter & Gamble, and PepsiCo continue to be major income producers, thanks to their combination of meaningful portfolio weights and reliable dividend yields. Healthcare tells a different story. It makes up roughly 17% of the portfolio and contributes a very similar share of the income. Much of that comes from United Health, Merck, and Amgen. Energy is another interesting sector. Despite representing a relatively small group of holdings, companies like Chevron, ConocoPhillips, EOG Resources, and SLB generate an outsized share of SCHD's income because of their higher dividend yields. Now compare that with information technology. Technology companies represent over 11% of SCHD's portfolio weight, but contribute only around 6% of the fund's dividend income. That's because many technology companies prioritize reinvesting capital over paying larger dividends. You can also see the difference between portfolio diversification and income concentration. SCHD holds more than 100 companies, yet a relatively small number of sectors and holdings generate a large share of the fund's total dividend income. That's one of the reasons looking beyond simple portfolio weights can be so valuable. Dividend investors aren't just buying companies, they're buying future income streams. Understanding where that income comes from helps explain why an ETF behaves the way it does and where your cash flow is really being generated. And sometimes, that's a much more useful metric than portfolio weight alone.